wabarakatuh.
We are from the 9 group. We would like to tell you about chunking strategy in reading comprehension. And for looking for it, check it out!
Guys, hello. I would like to tell you a definition of chunking. Chunking is a term of referring to the process of taking individual pieces of information or chunks and grouping them into larger units. By grouping a speech into a large whole, you can improve the amount of the information you can remember. By separating disparate individual elements into larger blocks, information becomes easier to retain and recall. This is due mainly to how limited our short-term memory can be. While some research suggests people are capable of storing between 5 and 9 units of information, more recent research posts that short-term memory has capacity for about chunks or information.
Guys, here I would like to tell you about the step of chunking strategies. There are 5 strategies of chunking. The first is preparation. In preparation, you as a teacher have to prepare a text. You can prepare a interesting text so the student will interest when they learn reading. And the second is chunk the text. When the student are given the text, the student are asked to chunk the text. For example, chunk into a paragraph. So the student have to analyze every paragraph in the text. And the third is reading strategy. In reading strategy, the first is the student have to cycle unfamiliar word. And then the second is the student have to find the meaning of that unfamiliar word or the similarities. The third is the student have to use context clue to help to define the text. And the next is the student have to find the important place and people in that paragraph. And the last is read aloud. And the next step is paraphrase. After the student have to define unfamiliar word and the others, the student have to paraphrase the meaning of the main idea that the student have found in every paragraph. And after that, the last step is assessment and sharing. In assessment and sharing, the student have to collect the main idea in every paragraph, become one unit. The student have to use their own word when they collecting the main idea. This assessment and sharing purpose to check the student ability in reading comprehension. Okay, that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, here I would like to give an example of chunking strategy on reading comprehension. As Sri Hartini told that chunking strategy have five steps. For the first, in this time, I would like as a teacher, the first is give the student a piece of paper, and then the student can choose one of the texts that make them interest. For example, in this text, the title is Cinderella. The first, the student can make a chunking the text. They can cycle the unfamiliar world in this clumsy, and then they find out the similarity of this word clumsy. For example, careless. Now, after that, the student find out the clue of each paragraph. For example, the first paragraph is about story before Cinderella's father died, and then the second is the stepmother of Cinderella, the stepsister, the evil stepsister of Cinderella, and then magic, and then the lost shoes, and the prince and magic. From that, the student can make a sentence or paraphrasing of the main idea, and then that can understand of each paragraph well. So, after that, find the unfamiliar world and the similarities of the world, and they can can know what the meaning of the word itself, and each paragraph they can understand. After that, they make a sentence. They can sharing with another student. So the student 1 and student 2 can sharing what they get from the text. I mean, it is an example of a chunking strategy on reading comprehension. Makes the student can understand well about the text. That's all for me. Thank you.
Here I want to tell advantages of content chunking strategy. There are 6 strategies. The first is help learners understand the subject matter easily and effectively. When students learning reading comprehension using chunking strategy. And the second, reduce cognitive load or information overload on learners. And the third is enable segregation of need to know student and nice to know the content. And the fourth is aids in information retention and recall when they try reading comprehension with chunking strategy. And the fifth is able to use of a different media to present the content. And the last, useful when working with limited screen space of various devices used to access course.
The conclusion, chunking strategy is a term referring to the process of taking individual pieces of information and grouping them into large units. Chunking strategy can be used as an everyday memory enhancer, but researchers have also found that you can improve your ability to effectively chunk information. There are 5 types procedure of chunking strategy. The first is preparation, the second is review reading strategies, the third is chunk text, the fourth paraphrase meaning, and the last is assessment and sharing.
That's all from